That's honey.
All right, greetings to you all. Thank you for having the patience. We're grateful and thankful to have this opportunity to be on Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel and music station, amongst other things. But the eyes of the conscience soul, with Sister B. Mellow brings to you, and Brandon Rosenity brings to you every first Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, where there are 15 to 45-minute segments called The Corner. Each corner has a blueprint that is unique of its own. So we always ask you to vibe out to fireside chats and be inspired by affirmations and inspirational messages. On the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge Artist Talk Corner, we showcase musicians, poets, singers, dancers, film producers, authors, comedians, gospel and R&B rappers from around the Bay Area to across the globe. They share their creative process and their lived experience. The other part of the corner could be Why I Dream. We highlight and honor the inventions and creative work of today's brilliant mind, along with geniuses from our past. We are preserving African American history in order to keep our legacy alive. The other part of the corner could be She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. This is where you will hear from individuals sharing their personal testimonies to what the Lord has done, and is doing in their lives, which are inspirational messages. Also, we are highlighting Golden Lights affirmations to impart the healing medicine and the soul of the brilliant minds on today. Every second Saturday of the month is the Medicine Hour with Mr. George Pearson. This is where we believe building a better tomorrow starts with us. Topics we cover: health issues and concerns, healthy eating habits, education, financing, and politics in the African American community. We believe taking care of our temple, mind, and spirit is essential to having healthy mental wellness, eating habits, and knowing that healthy thinking leads to a healthy way of living. Every third Saturday of the month is Education is the Best Medicine, from the founder, hosted by the founder and producer of Education is the Best Medicine, is Mr. George Pearson. Education is the Best Medicine is a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization which community-based, health, educational advocacy-based, and a resource-based organization that uses public media, resources, newspapers, radio, and church community-based health care to provide health information and education. We believe the vision is the art of seeing things yet unseen and bringing light to a very dark world. Every fourth Saturday of the month is the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult radio show hosted by Sister B. Mellow and the Doc. And we want to thank the other co-host that's not present with us, and that is the Prince of Hearts. And then we also we have real life talk conversations with individuals, organizations, community leaders, business owners from around the Bay Area to across the globe that are making a difference in their community. Every fifth Saturday of the month is Voices That Care. This is where we talk about reentry and we uplift mental wellness. But today in the studio, we have tapped into the Cafe Le Blue Lounge Artist Talk. And we have a sister that is in here with us on today. And the theme, excuse me, in honor of today, I am the host, Barbara Howard, aka Sister B Mellow. My co-host in his absence, Brandon Rose, aka Rosenity. Today's theme is we are artists in the paint, creating our own lanes. And today I have Intrex in here with us on today. But give us your government.
Chioma.
Chioma.
Yes.
All right, and what's your last name?
Nwachukwu.
Nwachukwu. Ooh, all right.
Nwachukwu.
All right, up in here, we creating our own lane. The ancestors is in here with us on today, and I thank God for being alive and having this opportunity to be here. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here on today. We really, really appreciate you. But before we get started, we definitely always have to give kudos to the family and the friends because that's how we got in here and made it through life. So I want you to invite the family in and say, give kudos to them and share their names and your siblings and all that. And then we're going to take people on a journey. So I got you.
Okay. Yes. Hi, you guys. My name is Chioma, and I would love to give love to my granny. She just jumped.
Granny, we love you, Granny. We love you, Granny.
Yes. And my mother, my brothers, and I'm son OC, and just everybody who's been holding me down and speaking life.
That's right. That's what we talking about, speaking life, because we are alike. You are a bubbly light that brings light to the world, and that's how we connected is because of the light. So I want to thank you for being you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being you. So giving the kudos to the family and the friends. All right. So what I want to start off with asking the childhood, because this is a personal, we give, this is real talk. We give personal interviews, and then we take folks on a journey to get us to where we are now. So, you just, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing, then you do so. But how was your childhood growing up, and where were you born? Here, share where you were born.
So I was born in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, say that again.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yay. All right. I hope y'all Nigerian out here with me up in the studios today. Go ahead.
Yes. I had a beautiful childhood. It was filled with a lot of love. It was really good. My mom was, the breadwinner.
Yes.
So I was, alone for the most part with my dad. And while she was working.
Yes.
I had a very good, comfortable life.
That's it.
Back home. Things were very nice. I had two siblings, so we just grew.
What's their names now?
Namso and OC.
Okay, Namso and OC. Now wait a minute. No, you didn't say the siblings and didn't say who we were. Go ahead.
Yes, and we were just taught to. My dad was a pastor.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we were raised.
Hey, Dad.
He's passed on.
Okay. Well, heavenly. Hey, heavenly. That's it.
A heavenly hey.
That heavenly hey.
Yes, but we were taught to, love each other, respect people, and all our foundational habits started from there, from back home. Yes.
Well, that's a beautiful thing because that's, I think, the energy and the light that we connected, because that's the same as my parents raised us and my sisters and stuff. So we are about community. We are about loving each other as a family, how we support, how we help. And then, it's crazy. My sister Jackie, she always tell us that we have a disagreement, she said, you go in your corner, and when you're ready to come talk, you come on back out. So we'll handle it. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's important that we continue to hopefully encourage others to do the same, because my baby sister, she passed on with pancreas cancer at 34, but she said we all we got. But not that we all we got. It's like we're here in a community, we're family, even though it's it may be not be your blood family, but it is your family because we connected. But so thank you for sharing about the childhood. Now, as a young person growing up, were you thinking about the role that you're in now and the things that you're doing? Did you want to go into artistry?
Yes.
Did you want to? I want to. Before we get started, I do want to say congratulations, and you're gonna share with everybody what you just graduated from and what you're doing now. But yeah, when you were a young lady, younger, so you said you were
a creative. Yes.
Creative and interest. Okay, go ahead.
I've always been creative.
Yeah.
And, it was just something. It was like as I had dealings with being a teacher. My mom was a teacher too,
Yeah.
and it was something that we realized is like as a child, like you kind of see those type of things that you're attracted to as a child is basically what you're supposed to be. As you get older, it's like it's different. So yes, I've always been creative. Like the transition to America made me like get into that more.
Okay.
I've always loved music. I've always loved style, fashion, photography.
Because you're looking good in the fabulous. I know
as well as you.
Thank you.
So it was something that always like I didn't even know how to voice. It was like I was singing in the teacher's bathroom and she's like, "You should do a talent show." So that was like, that was like the beginning of, the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
And since then, that's just something I cannot see myself not doing.
You sound like me. You sound like a mini me. And that's a good thing. So with that, so you just graduated. Yes. Kudos to you. Share what you graduated from and what your degree was.
Yes, I graduated from Merritt College
in
May with a social and behavioral science degree.
Oh, all right. Okay. So all in the lane of when you were growing up and being in the it was being embedded in you.
Yes.
That was a part of the foundation. Awesome. So with that, what how did you come about wanting to take up that type of degree? What made you
get into
that? Get into that.
Naturally, like I keep on mentioning, my two brothers were very close and very tight knit, but I'm a middle child, so as a middle child, you kind of fell into that role of mediator and being able to explain, this is how this person is feeling, this is what this is, and I just felt it was a natural gift of mine.
There you go.
I felt like it, and like just in general, like different people from different walks of life, like feel very comfortable just opening up. Like it's not something that they feel like it's being dragged out. Like it just feel natural. Like this is what I'm going through. This, that kind of thing. Listen,
people will open up, and that's a beautiful thing to have. But go ahead.
Yes. So I just felt like this kind of aligns with what I already do naturally, regular. So I thought that would make sense.
Yeah. Well, kudos, congratulations to you again. So as we move forward with that, now the work that you have done before or going to school, what type of work were you doing?
I was a teacher.
Hey, where?
Throughout the Bay.
Share.
Fremont, Cadango, like so many different schools I've been a part of.
Okay, girl, if you don't name some of the schools, stay like, no, you did not go on a radio show and then say kudos to our schools, but it's good.
But also the two main has been education and healthcare. Again, with healthcare, I've been with different facilities and different hospitals, also in home care and things like that. So that's the main two. But of course, advertising, just a little bit of everything. But those two are the main.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now for school, what did you teach? What were you teaching?
I've taught. Well, I've taken care of from infants up until school agers. Yeah, so
those are brilliant minds. Those are the brilliant minds coming up. My nonprofit is called BH Brilliant Minds, and it means begin healing brilliant minds. And if we don't set the foundation and help our babies,
it's up to us.
It's up to us. Yes. Go ahead.
You said that. Yeah, you set that tone. It's a very vital time and period in your life because no matter what, I think people still remember. I still remember 6, 7, 8, especially 8. 8 for me has been it's a very transitional number for me. But the kids, they're like sponges, essentially. So I feel those are those years are the years to set the tone for what kind of adults you want your kids to be.
That's right.
And I feel working together, because that's the issue right now.
Yeah.
I feel with the educational
Come on, let's get it. We keep it real from here.
Yeah, I feel like the teachers, and it's a lot of frustration on a lot of on different sides, but I would love to see the teachers and the parents, like,
work together,
because it's giving like daycare, but it's not daycare. We're not here we're here to like implement like skills, traits, and when they go home, you're supposed to make sure it's a teamwork. We're working together, and I feel like there's a disconnect there. And again, it's a lot of frustration on both ends. And one of the things that I did notice, they've been taking out, they've taken out the kind of discipline to a certain degree that they had in school. And now 2-3-year-olds are running wild. They know the power that they have. They know, like, you can't question them, and they're taking it for their advantage. And from very young, they learn to be very manipulative with the power that they have. So it's a lot going on there. It's not there
anymore. And I'm glad. Just to touch base on that, I'm a life coach for the 180-degree program. So I teach the social emotional learning, self-awareness, self-development, social awareness, and responsibility. So with that, you have to, with young folks and kids and adults too, you have to have some type of structure.
Yes.
You have to have some type of foundation. And my students, they loved me. Even though there was structure there, they knew I did it out of love, and I will always share with them. Now, society is going to set you up and make you think that you can go out there and do anything you want to do. But that's not the case. Now, when you get out there and you're running amok and you're acting crazy, then they want to lock you up. So I am here to make sure that before you get there, you know how to properly.
I'd rather you take it from me.
There we go.
Than take it from them. It's always best that way, and it's always best, to have that structure in the household too. It really helps. But everybody raises their children differently. So I mean, it's trying to be as understanding, but also knowing that, this is not cool for your child. Like, you think it's cute and it's sweet now.
Come on now, later down the line, they get telling you, wait a minute, what?
Again, you didn't, that time. That was the time to
the crucial time.
Now, like, they're 18, they're way bigger than you, or they feel, more grown. So it's hard to, like, get a hold of a young adult that's a child.
That's right.
Yeah.
And and within the teaching, what for me, I was at Fruitvale Elementary, Piedmont Elementary, Lafayette, and there's some more schools. However, each time I taught the class, I had 30 students right behind each other, because I had 3 classes. So each one of them was an hour. So I would have this one from whatever time, whatever. So each time I taught, it was 90 students in one day. And that was 5 days a week. So being able to keep them on target, and I would have other teachers ask for their students to come in my class, because they knew Miss Howard did. Wait a minute. We have a little third grader telling the teacher, they come in, Miss Howard. Oh, Miss Howard, can you please? I have them come in, but I give them an assignment. You're not coming in here to sit down. No. You got work to. You gonna work with Miss Howard. So I gave them a task, and so then it got so as that it was a whole lot of. I'm like, wait. No. Y'all have to do what you're supposed to do inside your class, and I had to tell the teachers, I get it, I understand, I respect it. However, the way I'm able to get their attention and get the respect, you're just gonna have to try to develop that. I don't know what you do to do that, but I know how I get down, and what I get to,
and what I wouldn't tolerate,
and what I would not tolerate. So, with that, I'm so grateful and thankful that that's the nourishment. That's what's missing in the world, is the nourishment. And if our kids, and even as an adult, you need that.
And
say that.
That's the other thing. Yeah, people being open to it, because I mean, I understand to a certain degree it's not everything and everybody want to let in, but I feel you should have discernment to know like this person actually means well for me, you know, and if it's coming from like a place of love and it's a place of nurture, then you know, why not, you know? That's right. I feel like some people are like, you just want to be a, you know, a goat, you want to be just, you know, do however you want to, but it essentially like getting that help or like seeing from a different perspective. Why not? Like it's always going to improve. You're always going to improve yourself. You know? That's right. Yeah. A long life learner. Yes. You know, George says that all the time. Be a student of life. Yes. And like you said, and being open to, even if someone comes in and they don't have a degree, let's not play this like, oh, I have a degree and you should, right. Knowledge, and life experience is knowledge too, but they're not, you know, having that balance there. It's like you have somebody that haven't been to college can tell you and show you some different things too. So just like you said, being open. I said that to say that be open to learn from anybody and everything. Yes. You know, because everything and anybody can give. You can always pick the good. That was one of the things that my mom taught me about my grandmother. Yeah. Is like you can always pick something good from everybody, even different religions. Yeah. People's understanding, people's upbringing, how they see life. Like there's always something that it doesn't necessarily have to be to your core, you know, value or belief system, but it's like, okay, I like how this felt. I like how this looks. I like how, you know, I like how they were able to do this, you know. So just I feel you can always learn from somebody, but again, you have to be willing. That's open. And open. You're so absolutely right. Oh my God. Okay. So thank you for tapping into Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel music station, amongst others. The Eyes of the Conscious Soul brings to you every first Saturday of the month the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, which is the artist talk. It could be Why I Dream. It could be She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. Every second Saturday of the month, we have Mr. George Pearson with the Medicine Hour. And then we also have every third Saturday of the month, Education is the Best Medicine. Every fourth Saturday of the month, we have the Lights Out, Straight Talk, Youth and Young Adult radio show. Along with that, we have brought in a Spanish station. Yes. Yes. And then every fifth Saturday of the month, we have Voices That Care, and we highlight reentry and mental wellness. And you know, it's crazy that we'll get into that with the mental wellness piece. But so the work. Thank you for sharing the work you've done. And now let's move this journey into the artistry. Yay, yay, yay. And today's theme is we are artists in the paint, creating our own lanes. Yes. And that's what it's about. And you know, my artistry is a part of my nails. Yes. So my nails tell my story. I tell people and young folks all the time, I get my nails allow me to have conversations with them. You know, and then when they see me being able to do certain things or take certain stuff, it's like, wow, Miss Howard, you can. It's like, I said, whatever you set your mind to doing in life, believe in yourself, trust in God, and believe in and be around positive people, you can do anything that you set your mind to doing. Yes. And I've been on the opposite side, doing the wrong thing. The belief is the thing. Come on, let's go. Keep it going. The belief is the thing, because I was just talking about this. I feel sometimes it's like, okay, yes, God, yes. But it's not like you're still holding on to, you're still trying to figure it out yourself. And that's the whole point in believing in something bigger than you. Come on. Yeah, so, yes. Yes. So, and I also share with them, even though I am an adult, but this is how you can tell how I tell how people get down, what they're thinking when they approach me. Right. So, you know, a lot, they'll, oh, wow, that's art. That's the person that's thinking, oh yeah, that's artistry. That's art. That takes patience. This is. I'm like, yeah, I like the way you vibe and how you coming. Yeah. And then some, of course, you'll have, oh, why you having them like that, or why? And I tell everybody is to be unique and extraordinary. There is nothing ordinary about me, and there's nothing ordinary about nobody else. Exactly. So be you. Be who you are. Find your lane. I feel that's the artistry that's dying. Come on, say it again. Please. Authenticity is something that, like, it's so many clones and there's so many people who are emulating somebody else. Yeah. And I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself. Because even your twin is not you. You know, your twin is an individual. You guys have And then in the same household with same siblings, different understanding.
That's right.
So it's just like I feel it's a big, huge disservice to not be your authentic self, whatever that is, you know. And walking in.
Come on, I'm over here in my head just walking in it, and that's an attraction.
It is
when you can be your authentic self. People are attracted.
At the same time, people are mean to that.
Oh yeah, girl, come on, let's go. Let's get real up. Because I get it all the time. Go ahead.
That's why I said, because for me, I appreciate that. I was raised. We were raised to be like that.
Me too.
Authentic, exactly. Yes. So I was so like, if I see someone, I love people who are quirky.
Yes.
You know, just and comfortable being quirky outside of people, because people are closed off for they put on this. I'm too cool for
this mask. What it just says, they have a mask that you wear all day.
Yes.
That you don't even, the mask helps you not even be authentic. The mask helps you be behind something. And when you take it off or you try to be real, it's hard. You know, because you don't know how to be you.
Or it becomes dangerous.
And it becomes dangerous.
It becomes dangerous when you forget or start forgetting who you are because you've been masking for so long.
Yes.
It's a bad, it can really take a hold of take a hold of you, and it's just like, who really, getting to that space, who am I, but not on some like, oh, I want to grow and transform, but like, you just lost yourself. You're so lost in the sauce, you don't even know what is what anymore. That's a bad place to be.
Is. And then what you were saying, being lost, you take on what somebody likes and their needs and their wants, and it's like you don't even know what you like and what you want. And what you want, it's like, and it's crazy because it's not crazy. I'm grateful to my parents.
Yes.
Just as well as you were grateful to yours.
Yes.
Is because my dad made sure that we were real. He kept it real up in the household. And my parents were the owners of Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery. They come from entrepreneurship. So Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery in the Bayview District in San Francisco, that was our parents to pull them up. And then myself and my sisters owned Jack London, in Jack London Square, where we are now. We owned our bakery, and it was daughters of Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery. So we were here posted down in Jack London Village. And it was about 15, it was called the Village. And it was about 20 businesses there. Majority of them was African-American businesses. And we had the African-American Museum. I was just thinking about these women that have poured into me. And that was like my mom, parts of who they inspired me. Miss Osceola from San Francisco in the Bayview District, they got a street name there. They call her they were a part of the Big Five. And you go and Miss Mother Maxwell, Supervisor Maxwell's mom. So these were the women that poured into me over in San Francisco, and the women that poured into me over here, and then mom from the Gingerbread House. So it's just being able, community, the village, and they knew the things that they went to, and it was like, okay, let me share, let me impart my wisdom in this young lady, and being in business and the whole nine. And
but that's another thing.
Go ahead, come on now.
Another thing, you said that they were able to instill that in you. Some people don't do that.
They don't.
It starts becoming.
It's like you hoarding the wisdom. It's like
I've seen like it come from, lack of better terms, like either competition.
Let's keep it. I love you.
Either competition in a sense, or it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, sometimes one of the deepest conversations I had with my older brother, he was talking about regret. And he was just saying, like, no matter what it is, like, you have to make sure, like, how we're talking about belief and faith and, all of those kind of, like, play a role, because, like, if you don't live life to how you feel, you should have lived it. As you get older, you see all these people with the new opportunities that, quote unquote, passed you by, but you weren't able to, like, hop on it, or you weren't able to do something with that time. Eventually, I feel like
you don't get the time back.
You start harboring, like, whatever that is. And
God said He'll give you the He'll give you back what the cankerworms ate up. But you don't want to wait to that. Like, let's do it now.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. When it comes to, I really appreciate, like, I didn't say the OGs, but people who have been here and more experienced, when they really just like you, like how we we tapped in and you poured into me, and this like even sharing this space with me. Yeah, some people don't even have it in them to do that, and I feel sometimes like it's that detriment to both ends, but as you're helping, that each one teach one, as you're helping,
I'm helping myself.
Exactly.
Yes, and we were just talking about, we can learn from each other, and that's what makes life rich to me.
Yes.
Is that when you can be in the company of anybody, and not just anybody, but in the company of others. And like I tell folks all the time, y'all young folks keep me alive. And I always share with them, my platform is your platform. I'm here. I understand my assignment. I understand why God snatched me out of that dark spaces and stuff that I went through and done. Why he allowed me to be on this road, and my ancestors. They saying, wait a minute, hold on, hold on, sister. You have wisdom and work to do. You have to, and that's what we were talking about, being in our own lane. There's so many lanes out there. I don't have to be jealous of your lane or whatever your assignment is, even if it's some of the same of what we doing is the same thing. However, how do we complement each other? I tell people all the time, I'm about collaboration, not competition.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yes.
How do the way we move in society, our ancestors, and we've forgotten that they were about collaboration. It wasn't about no competition. So that's how we're moving. That's how I move. That's how my family moves. That's how we grow. And knowing that everybody was born for a purpose.
Yes.
And I ask God, show me, after coming out of that, what do you want me to do? What is my lane? Show me how you, even though believing, and not and at times I don't even really know, and I can start crying how I got here, other than I know it was nobody but him guiding me and say, you do this. I owe it all to him. Because if I'm telling you, we have a nonprofit and where we come from, and then even the Juneteenth, how we on our 18th year. 18th year, and how we got started. If you were to go on our website, you can see one of the things we have on there. And we were on the side of the street, on the side of the sidewalk, but it was the love to give back to our community. And I'm gonna share about the Juneteenth that's coming up later. But to say that everything that I've done so far, God's shown me exactly what to do. And I do understand some people don't understand my mission and my purpose, but at times I believe that this is how I hold on. I believe that he's given me a purpose and given me something for a reason. So I keep driving, I keep going with that, even when I don't know. I just keep moving. Come on.
Though, like, even if it's a powerful skill or trait to Lord, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, come on. Yes.
I don't know what's going on, but I feel sometimes like he's funny because he
will talk to them just like you and I talking, like, man, look here. Right. Or if you're going through something, look, God, now hold it. Right. So wait a minute, brother. You know what's going on, but he wants us to come to him like that, and we think, we're supposed to. No, he said, be real. Come, I already know.
And sometimes he strips all the distractions and everything away.
You better keep talking.
So you just steadfast on him, or you just finally put it all on him. I've been trying it. I've been trying it, but it's not working.
It ain't working.
It's not working. I'm gonna stress myself too.
Because I almost committed suicide.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That almost made me commit suicide. Yes. And I tell people all the time now, a couple times. One committed suicide. That's with the love thing, and then. The other one was those bills and everything was so heavy on me. I said, God, now look, I can't handle this. But this was a beautiful thing about it, how I got out of that, what I learned out of that lesson is that if it's going that way, I'm like, whoa, I know how to back up. And I know, like, no, we not getting ready. We not doing that. We ain't going there. If it happens, Lord, it's the way you want it to be, and it's how it's gonna go. Because I'm not getting ready to. I'm not taking myself to that and go to that stage and space in my life. And then, been there, not doing it.
Yes, I was saying, like, for what you're saying, like to even know, like, okay, I'm already feeling it coming up. That's that awareness.
Yes.
You're like, you're being, it's not even like necessarily to your triggers, but it's just like, I'm feeling something is off. So before I even get to that, like, tumbling, let me go outside, let me take that walk, let me journal, let me do all these different things before I start, because that's literally the mind, like the mind can really play
a game, and it will, and it's designed to do that. That's why God says, let this mind be in you that is also in Christ Jesus. We ain't talking a Bible on here, folks, but we're just being inspired. We're talking about our own lives. So just to be inspired with that, it's like, if you keep those type of thoughts and keep his, I got to keep reminding myself. And that's why it says you speak encouragement to yourself, because God, like you said, he'll set you separated, and it may not be nobody around, and you got to talk yourself up out of stuff. You got to hold it, and I have to do that for me. And I'm grateful that I'll be turning 61 on June the 21st. But however, I know me, and that's back to learning yourself. Knowing what you can handle, if it's a trigger, knowing you have to be able to
find that balance.
Find the balance. And I tell people all the time, I don't have time to worry about what you over there doing in your business, because I got too much
on my plate, like
on my own stuff that I'm trying to learn about Barbara. Not no disrespect, but it's just like, you know what? Hey, I know where God wants me. At times, I don't know where he wants me to go, but I just got to keep walking. But I do know that I have to be intentional at what I do, and I'm asking God to please make me effective in what I do. I just don't want to be out here just doing anything, and I don't want to be out here with the competition. And what you won't have me, what I will not do, even if you disrespect me and you call me or say something bad about me, I'm not supposed to say that about you. That's just not how we get down. I wasn't brought up. That's it. I'm not doing that. That's just too crazy. It's too much time. Being creative, going back to the creative side. The creative side won't let me do that. The creative side says, girl, you better use that creativity that you have and let's go. And let's do this thing, because no, we got too much time. No.
And some people be purposely trying to pull you down.
They do. Really, say it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it.
Some people are really funny.
Very funny.
And I have to keep on reminding myself again how we're talking about the base level, the foundation. Everybody wasn't raised the same way. Everybody doesn't have the same principles, upbringing, understanding. So it's just like, instead of getting mad now these days, I try my best. Like even when it's agitating, I try my best to like. Okay.
And then some people think it's funny. It's like until somebody else say to them, you're right. Until somebody say, no, that's really how they are. They are loving, they are kind. They do these things because it's like, oh no, they can't be open and willing to do these type of things for people. It's like, I don't know what you've been taught, but it's okay.
What you've been through.
I was taught, and growing up in the bakery, my father said, you take care of your community. And we were in the community. So I had no choice of the matter. And my father always shared with us, Mr. Willie Howard, rest in peace, his birthday was June the 1st. Hey, Dad, happy birthday. My mom is right here on my neck. So with that, it's like, I carry that. I carry knowing that that's my responsibility. Is I have to do for not only my family, but I have to do for community, because that's what my parents did. And everybody that came into our bakery, not only did they came to purchase, they came because it was a Phillips station. They were able to share and was open, just start talking and saying different things. And my parents were able to feedback, and it was vice versa. So that was to me, I grew up seeing that
kind of dialogue.
And it was a beautiful thing. I'm like, wow. And then that's how my parents engaged us in saying that these people are your family. So everybody that came in the bakery, that was our family. It was like, we got to show big old family. Growing up, it's like, we got a whole lot of people in our family. But that was how we were brought up. It's like, you take care of each other. Not tear each other down. How do you build each other up? And my dad was always about that.
How do you feel the community is now in comparison? Like, what do you think? Because it's definitely not that. I don't even speak to my neighbors like this, for being honest.
They think I'm crazy. People, I walk down the street, I say good morning, I say hello, I say how you doing, and I give them a song. And some people looking at you like, who is she? Why is she speaking? And but then when they walk away, it's crazy. I say, okay, Lord, I don't know why they looked at me like that or whatever. I said, but I did my role in imparting what He asked me to do to the people. So I'm not even looking for it back. But it's so much going on in the world that people are so mean and they're disrespectful, and it's a ticking time bomb. And it's like, if we don't bring this love, and if you don't bring this love back as not dehumanizing people, that is that, okay, we all go through something. Yes. And we all may be going through something right now. Right. But there's nothing wrong with being able to smile. And that was the other thing that I have with computers. I have this thing with computers because being able to smile. It's nothing wrong with that.
You know what? I definitely believe that, but I feel also within your society and what you're surrounded by.
Come on.
Like, I feel, because talking to the homies, like, one of my brother's homies, is like, when I'm by myself, I have to, like, you have to have some type of, because people would think it's sweet. Like, you're sweet, and it's not. You know?
Right. It's just a big honey. Don't let them fool you.
Exactly. So it's not, I would love to smile, but, smiling and cheesing, I feel like that feels like it's an inviting energy to whoever it may be. And I'm not even trying to deal with that. So it's just like, you try to just, have this face, and sometimes it's tiring.
It is tiring. And you know what, and that to me comes back with the discernment, is that even though I'm smiling, I can give you still a look that's like, don't try it. Yeah. Let's not go there. Yeah. And then there is,
I'm keeping it cute.
I'm keeping it cute.
I am. Right? Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. But being able, as I was saying about the computers. So I was telling my students is that, of course, we're in a society that you have to work with computers in this. But remember, in your one cubicle and how people are having you, it's all about you, and it's not about nobody else. So that's why you don't smile. And those are the type of things that you have to be careful of getting away, going out in nature, because it can dehumanize you and make you, even in spirit, make you like just blank. Like there's no humanness, numb. So we have to, I tell my students, just be grounding yourself. Say that.
You have to ground yourself, because it's too much that there's too much we're supposed to on places. You have to.
Yes.
Like, not only, definitely for your mental health, but like just for everything else, like for the flow of life, for it to make sense. And for you to, like, I feel I've got so many epiphanies hiking, or just being by water.
And that's what we're saying, being in the nature, is that the nature brings that creativity out of you. Yes. So if you like to go walking, if you like to be by the water, find out the things that you like, and then it'll start stirring up some stuff in you, and you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, where did that thought come from? So, and that's the beauty about living. We got folks are living from paycheck to paycheck, and within that, we still have to find a way to be able to be grounded. And if you don't, you just gonna be walking. And to me, and we're gonna go back to community, because I'm glad you said that. Community for me, I believe the reason why we have so many people killing folks is because they are dehumanizing them. And you're not understanding that if I cut myself under there, we're still blood. Blood's it's the same. We're going to bleed the same. And knowing that I have to treat you with respect. And I embutu. I see you, you see me. I see the king in you, you see the queen in me. Vice versa. And that's what community, and that's what
the balance.
And the balance. That's what the African American community, to me, and others, brought that. And we're losing that. So when you're in community and you able to have that, then we have a better community. And then even when we had differences in community, what we do? Get in the circle. And we have family meeting. Have conversation, bring everybody in. And that's the other thing about growing up with my parents is that my father didn't play that he say, she say. He brought everybody in the room.
Yeah.
So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to find out who's telling a lie, and we're going to find out who's telling the truth. So he didn't play that teeter tap, and that's how we do, and that's how we operate. And people think, oh no, you shouldn't say. It's like, no. I was raised, and I raised my kids. No. If there's an issue, we all coming together. Yes, let's get this thing out here.
Especially like,
and that's restorative justice. That's back to teaching restorative justice in the schools and all that.
Yeah, especially for your family, but specifically like your immediate family. If I can't be honest, if my brothers can't be like, what's going on with you? Like, you know, or if I can't check vice versa, then who can I really feel comfortable doing that with?
Yes.
You know, like, and I understand, like, everybody's not blessed with the best family and, you know, family dynamics. But honestly, if you are, like, you have to be honest, like, because who, like, you know, like, it's just like I said, it's the people you care for that you're going to go out of your way to be like, yeah, this. It's not making sense, or I know you better than that. You know, that kind of thing. So you have
and it's a snapback. It's a reality check. Yeah, and it helps you go back to that grounding and balance.
Yes.
Recalibrate. There we go. So it helps you be able to do that. And when you see me looking at up, I tell people all the time, folks that know me, it's like the ancestors speaking. So I'm just like channeling. But see, I know that about myself.
Yes.
And again, learning community, we're asking you, the theme for today is that we are artists in the paint, creating our own lanes. We're inspiring you, we're encouraging you to find out who you are as an individual, because we all are artists. We all are somebody. There's nobody in this world have the same fingerprint. So God didn't make everybody the same. Don't be like everybody else. Find who you are and be uniquely you.
Be happy about that.
And be happy about it.
There's nobody else like you. Exclusive. We won.
Oh, say that.
Exclusive.
Walk around here like that. Yes.
We won by being here. Do you know how many the competition to even get here?
Say that.
You know,
how many sperms?
And you won it. You were the golden ticket. Like, walk like it. Seriously,
that is it. Walk like you have the golden ticket.
Oh my, it's to me like, cause I don't know, like sometimes it's like people, my character, I feel like people feel it doesn't match like per se what I look like or whatever. But I'm a really, really down to earth person, and I love people who are authentically just themselves.
That's who I vibe with.
It's just
if I vibe attractive to me. It's attractive.
It's super attractive.
It's the spirit that is the attractive that it's like. And that's a part of being with the creative being and the flowing. It's because when you get with the fire and the fire is together, it's like, oh man, we about to put something down up in here. We're about to create, and that's the beauty things that I believe that people are missing and not having the opportunity to do is to live in that type of way. Is that being creative and having that fire? You see somebody and you just having a conversation. It's like, wow. And I tell young folks all the time, you don't know why God put people in your life. And I'm about the divine time, divine order. And I got that from Ayala Fine Benton. But I've been, I've noticed, I said, okay, God, you put these people in my life, good, bad, ugly, for a reason. So, and then God said, it's up to you. If it was for the creative part, then it's up to you to figure out why. Why did he connect us together? And now we know why he created and connected us together on that day. It's because of this and because of the things that he's going to have us do together. And vice versa in the support. So I'm like, everybody that I'm paying attention.
Sometimes it'll be after the fact. They're like, oh, the whole Tyler Perry, the season, people are here for season.
Yes, come on now.
You know, so sometimes
Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter.
Yes. So like I feel sometimes like in the midst of it, it's just like, I mean, you may not even see it up after the fact, like, then you know it's up to you to again like take that lesson and what did I take from that? Because if you don't conquer whatever you were supposed to learn, it's gonna keep showing up in different ways.
Come on, and you think the cycle is not going to stop? No, because God is trying to teach you a lesson. And this is why
you need it for the next chapter.
Say that again.
You need it for the next chapter.
And if you don't, like you said, you won't even be able to move. It's like, no, I got to move. I don't, as they said, when water stay still, it stinks. It can get, it's dangerous. So everything has to flow, you know. And the beauty about being creative is that the flow come and you be like, oh, it's a high. It is really a natural high to be able to be in that space and be in creativity. It gives you endorphins and everything. It gives you everything. It just is. It takes you to a whole nother level.
Yeah, then also like it's a thing of completion too.
Oh,
you're doing what you said you would do. It's a different type of like feeling, like just like you said, this is the third, but like even from the beginning and now like looking back, like if I didn't take those chances, you know, you start seeing how things will trickle down. It works both ways, but yeah.
And I'm so glad you said that about the space, because I started with underground radio in San Francisco, and it was BBHP radio in the Bayview, and then I went from there over here to More Public Radio International.org. So they had internet and it was broadcasting actually live on AM and FM. And then I went from there. They got elderly. They were elderly, and that was Mr. and Mrs. Woods. And then they trained up another sister, and her name was Yolanda Littles. So I went to Yale Radio. And then I went from Yale Radio to here, to Believe Radio. So it's crazy how God placed it in my path, me not knowing. But this is what, over 30 years later? To tell you, over 30 years. I've been doing this 30 years. Wow, I'm just realizing 30 years. Wow. Now come on. Wow. Now that's crazy. And how I got started in radio is because I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a poet. So Maestro Bryant in San Francisco, I was the jazz hieroglyphics. So Maestro would come into the actual bakery and he would say, and he heard my voice. He said, "Sister, do you do any poetry?" And I said, "No, not really." But I always sung when I was little. My dad would take me around, drive me around to different spaces, and he took me into the best of the best places, you know, as a young lady growing up. And because it was a family business, and everybody in hotels and restaurants and stores, they knew my parents, they knew my dad. So everywhere we would go, you know, we were in the Hyatt Regency. I would say at 12, he took me to the Hyatt Regency downtown San Francisco. He had me dress up. He took me to dinner. He pulled out my chair. He had me sit down. And the person that was over the restaurant, the owner, came out and said, "How you doing, Mr. Howard?" He said, "This is my daughter, Barbara." So, and I was able to, you know, so all of that, it was a beautiful thing. Now I'm saying that to community, take your children to different places. It allows them to experience different things. Take them into meetings. Take them into all types of places that you think little kids shouldn't go. But when you do that, it embeds something in there. It gives exposes.
Shout out to Mom, because like, listen, it really, it's there's so much more to the world than what, you know, like some people are literally just stuck, like born, raised, die, barely explored anything past where they are. And it's a beautiful thing to know, like, there are people living way different than I am. And again, like talking about like what I can gain, not gaining like, you know, certify and stuff, but like, you know, so much knowledge, just so much things that we can come around and come by, you know, by just exploring. Yes.
I tell you the truth. And so as we are saying, and again, today is the theme is we are artists in the paint, creating our own lanes. So with being in your own lane, community, we're just asking you, you know, to be yourself, be you, do you. And along with that, time flies when you're having fun, but we gonna keep this train going. So share with us about what you're doing now with the music industry, and then we're gonna go into the makeup artistry and all that kind of good stuff. Before we go there, thank you for tuning in to, as you see, we having fun, to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station, amongst other things. The eyes of the conscience soul, Sistah B. Mellow, and in the absence of my co-host Brandon Rose Rosenity, I want to give a shout out to him, keep him up in prayer, because he knew the teacher that got killed by the car. So, you know, just holding up community, holding up the families, holding up individuals that maybe was in the area holding up the world in that space. That was affected by that and many other things that's happening in the world. Whew, we just want to take a breather and just say,
our thoughts are with you.
Our thoughts are with you. And our prayers are with you. So as we are sharing, the Eyes of the Conscious Soul brings to you the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, and that's every first Saturday of the month. Every second Saturday of the month, we have the Medicine Hour with Mr. George Pearson. Every third Saturday of the month, Mr. George Pearson is Education is the Best Medicine. Every fourth Saturday of the month, we have the Lights Out, Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult Radio Show, and it may be our Spanish station. And then with that, the fifth Saturday of the month is Voices That Care. We highlight re-entry and mental wellness. We highlight re-entry and mental wellness. But you have tapped into Believe Radio on the Eyes of the Conscious Soul with Sistah B. Mellow. And I have my sister in here with me on today.
Yes.
And your name is?
Chioma.
Chioma. I love that. When you said to me, I was like, oh, that fits the vibe and the creativity of who you are, that special individual. So with that being said, so the music. Yes. So what do you put? And when I heard your song, I was like, oh, I love her vibe. Yes, I said, we're going to have to do some things together. We're going to have to do a recording together. Yes, Mr. Jeremy at Homies, matter of fact, at Homies Empowerment Freedom School, that's where I work. So Mr. Jeremy, he is our music teacher. So Mr. Jeremy, if you're listening to us on today, he will be out and he has the stage at the 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth. He has the number 2 stage, and it is called Stew 212. Mm-hmm. Stew 212. He's going to hold it down, him and his artists, and then he's going to be getting an award, a community award, at 2 p.m. Yes. But with that being said, so with the music, what are you creating now? What's on the rise? And like I said, I was like, I'm like Erykah Badu and all. I'm like, I love this vibe. Yeah. So just to
like a brief history.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yes. So I'm just like I stated earlier, I've been singing my whole life. Got into more like performance arts like for years now. I've been singing for background or just performing by myself. But I didn't really get into like studio work until like kind of recently. Yeah. But like
timing.
Yeah, exactly. And again, what I was talking about as far as like completion, it was something that I always wanted to, but that I don't know, like just something like in the back of your head. I don't know, as a poet or I'll give an example. So as a singer, I know a lot of artists feel this way because I have another talented artist. Shout out to Masood.
Hey, Masood. Is that the one I heard on the that's somebody else?
No, that's okay. He was actually here.
No way.
He is. I don't know. OC, what's going on? Yeah, I hope he's still out there. But yeah.
Come on up in here. Yeah. Brother, come on up in here. But go ahead.
Yes, like I feel like sometimes us artists, like you're in your head a lot. So sometimes you'll record something and I'll hear it back. I don't know, like if you probably even listen to yourself in a voice mode, it's like a scratch. It just don't sound right. And I kept on like, just dealing with perfectionism and
you can't sometimes in being creative and because that part could be the beauty.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. The rawness is it because it's going to feed the minds and the spirits of the people that's listening to the music or to whatever you're doing. So being perfectionist, I get it, but we got to have
that. It's an illusion, though. It's what I learned.
Say that. Yes.
It's an illusion. Yes, like you're all in your head. You're just trying to find something because you're not, I won't say necessarily fully confident in a sense, or you're not fully comfortable all the way. Like you could always even like there was a situation I shout out to I'm also with a band called Rhythm Exchange. We're having a show. Yeah,
you are kidding me. Okay, so next year for Juneteenth we're gonna have Rhythm Exchange.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So there was we had like a live studio session where I was singing and like within like when I was in the live moment I was just like I'm singing, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not too, I'm confident, but at the same time, like you will always have that thing in the back of your head. And I just felt like, I wasn't too sure per se about like if I like hit it how I wanted to. And we ended up like having it drop, and I finally heard it. And I'm like, this is one of the best performances of the best, So I feel like it's
so people can go
Rhythm Exchange Unplugged.
And how do they get in contact with you and your social media?
Yes.
Tap in.
Yes, my social media is Intrex, INTREX 000. Business for my makeup is CHIFLY Beauty. Yes, so and for the band is Rhythm Exchange with RIDDIM Exchange, and yeah, we're Afrobeat kind of band, everything, but just like I feel sometimes like I felt like that was like the devil's a lie, because
say that
like he was trying to jeopardize. Like I just released. Speaking of that, I just released my EP finally. Thank God, and it just felt good. And after doing so, it's just like it really wasn't that bad. You were really just in your head, And sometimes like even with that fear, like I had something like do it with that fear, because you will never be per se ready. Like you'll never be ready. You'll never be perfect. You'll never be perfect. Nothing you do. So with that, however you have to do it. Like sometimes I have to give it to my brother. Like or you just post and go. But at least you've done it. Like that's off my list.
There we go. Say that again. Checking things
off your list. It's a different level of dopamine.
Say that.
It's a different level of dopamine. It is.
That is so true. So with that song, what is it about? With the song that you're sharing, the song that you just dropped.
Oh, the EP. It's called Eclipse.
Say that again.
Yes, it's called Eclipse, and it was basically I had a prior project, and it was called Blue Heart, and Blue Heart was like. It was like the death of a chapter. It was like the death of how I've been feeling and like what I've been carrying. And this was more like, this is the new life. This is the rebirth. This is like a different version and different elements that I'm allowing myself to see. It wasn't sad. Like I felt the last one was more like, the relationship type of, it was more relationship based, but this was more like self-reflective. Like this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is what I don't want to do. This is me checking myself. It was just like a mix of so many different things. And again, like I said, when you start like, okay, God, this is what I want. I don't know how, He will bring those people.
That's right.
Because that's how I met like majority of the producer, Darcy Beats. We just and he's so talented. Like, and it was crazy how everything came about, but it came about so beautifully.
That's right.
So I'm really grateful that I did that.
That's right. Well, this is not the first. This is not the last. You will be back in here, and we will be doing things. They can check us out because we're gonna be doing some different things together, and also that we want to share. We want to invite you to the 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration.
Yes.
The 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration, hosted by BH Brilliant Minds Project Inc. BH Brilliant Minds Project Inc. presents our 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration on Saturday, June the 21st. On Saturday, June the 21st. It's a street festival. We have live two DJs, two stages. We have entertainment, dance, fashion show, local vendors, HHREC, YAB, Tay, and then we have a little Brilliant Minds Youth Empowerment Zone. We have a health zone. We have a workout with Elite Fitness. We have the quilting and exhibit. We have the Blue Bird Riders is coming out, and then we have Oakland's Performing Arts Incentive. So definitely, please check us out, and then my sister will be performing her pieces at the Oakland Juneteenth too. Please mark us down. We're hoping to see you there. It's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the address is 32nd and Market Street, on Brockhurst between Market and San Pablo. It's going to be on Brockhurst Street between 32nd and Market and San Pablo Avenue. Please, please come out. It's going to be a fun day of love, and we're going to have a really, really, really good time out there. And I'm so excited about the man-made Bay Area finest motorcycle club. They gonna be out there, but we have a lot of individuals that's gonna be in the house. As I said to you, where it's a family day of fun, love, and just doing your thing and being authentic. And on that day, I will be turning 61. Happy early birthday! Don't forget to tap into the BH Brilliant Minds Project Inc. Oakland Juneteenth. That's going to be happening on Saturday, June the 21st. You can go to our website, bhbrilliantminds.org. bhbrilliantminds.org. We definitely want to thank our sponsors. Oh my God. HHREC, CRC, Homies Empowerment, Hip Hop TV, St. Mary's, 10 by 10 Wellness, which is a part of HHAC. Oakland Recycles, Black Minds Matter Too, NAMI Contra Costa. We have the Made Men Bay Area Motorcycle Finest. And then we also have the Urban Peace Movements. We have the Oakland Roots in the house, Oakland Soul. And then we want to thank the International Film Festival, David Roach. We have the City of Oakland Commercial Bank of California, Ella Baker Center, and then we have Oakland Fund for Public Innovations, and we have the Bay Area Black Psychologists. So we just want to say kudos and give shouts out to everybody that's going to participate. Please come out to the 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration. Our theme for the celebration is we are tapping into the ancestors' wisdom and having the freedom to express ourselves. So again, please, in the next couple of weeks, mark that on your calendar. It's the 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration and street festival. Please come on out. And again, we want to thank our sponsors, because if it wasn't for the sponsors and it wasn't for the vendors, and if it wasn't for the artists, we wouldn't have the opportunity to have a event. And I tell people that all the time. And I tell producers and artists, like, you need to thank the folks that's there for you, because without them, you have nothing. Okay, let's not get it twisted about her. So I want to thank everybody for that. Again, we want to thank you for tapping into Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational music station. The Eyes of the Conscious Soul brings to you every first Saturday, which is today, the Cafe Lounge, Artist Talk, Why I Dream, She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. And then we also have every second Saturday, we have the Medicine Hour with Mr. George Pearson. And then we have every third Saturday of the month is Education is the Best Medicine. And then we have every fourth Saturday is the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult with Doc, my host. And we have our Spanish station too, because it could be either or. And then the fifth Saturday is Voices That Care, and we highlight reentry and mental wellness. But today in the studio, we have
Chioma.
Come on, y'all. Look at that. That makes you even move. You got a vibe going on. That's what I'm talking about. And she is a beautiful light in our community. And I'm so grateful. She is now a part of our family, the BH Brilliant Minds family. So I'm so excited for that. And so with parting words, what would you like to give and share with the community? And we got this brother coming in. We can give him a little shout out. Ms. B, that's the artist. Come on, brother, come on up in here. So we're gonna give you a few minutes, and then we're gonna shut this thing down. Come on and be in the paint with us. Pull on up here. Let the folks know who you are. But see, this is how we do. This is how we do on Believe Radio and the Eyes of the Conscious Soul. See, you got family. We out here. So today's theme is we are artists in the paint. We are artists in the paint, creating our own lanes. And so I know you're creating your lane. And I'm glad that you are a part of my sister. And introduce yourself. Who are you?
I'm OC.
OC.
Artist, but I go by ISO.
ISO. You the music. Yeah. Now wait. Now I heard your music. Y'all the duo. And I was like, I asked him, I said, wait a minute. Who's that brother? I said, now I like him. He's dope. I want to have him on stuff too. And I'm looking, this is nothing but a scene. And that's y'all song together. Freaking hot.
Thank you.
It's fire. And it was about, to me, more conscious. We on the eyes of the conscious. So the conscious music, to me, is the way. You know, I get it with everything else, but if you're gonna share something,
Make it mean something.
Say that again.
Say something.
Make it mean something. You know, for just saying anything and talking about life, there's more than one way to do music. You don't have to curse. And I tell my students, you have more creativity in words that you can use to get across the same thing, and you don't have to curse all the time. So don't let society set you up.
Right.
You can be solid. You can be it without having to cuss. And I told you, I said it takes more creativity than it do, because anybody can say whatever. But go ahead. So what are you doing now, and how are you moving, and how you creating your own lane in the paint?
Right now, I'm in a very creatively expressive state. I just finished an EP. I'm getting ready to drop next month.
Look, I'm gonna have to try to get him. Y'all, I'm gonna have to get you at the Juneteenth. Now, wait a minute. Okay, so see now, y'all have Miss Howard working overtime. Oh my God. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to figure out the way. Oh, all right. So you're gonna have to be a part of Juneteenth. I love you, baby. Y'all my future. Y'all who I live for. You know. So this is my responsibility and my job, and God's gonna open up a way. So I'll just tell you that He's gonna open a way, and you gonna be up in there. And this is the event, so I'm gonna make sure you get all that information. But you will be there. My God, you will be there. If you're available, I'm gonna make it. But go ahead on talking about yourself.
And just finished working on that. Some of my most personal music. I think I was really trying to touch on many different aspects, the things I was learning, the history of my people and where I'm from, and a lot of that, and just putting all of that together. I think I put together. It's really short, but I put together,
but it's powerful.
I think it's very
That's
powerful.
the key. It can be you, and this is what we have to also understand as being an artist, because I'm an artist too. So is that it sometimes God says it's not have to be long. You can get something powerful out there that'll be like, whoa. And it's what the person needs right at that time. So even if it's 2 words, 3 words, whatever the case may be, whatever the vibe
is. Who it's for.
Come on. That's it.
That's a lot of the feedback. Whenever I sent it to a bunch of my people that I like to send it to early, and they're like, man, like I got a lot from this in this 10 minutes, so. That's where I am right now. My sister just finally dropped hers.
Y'all part of the family now. So look, y'all need to get back to Miss B. Miss B, y'all my nephews and my nieces. Y'all part of the family now. So ain't no way y'all get rid of me. But go ahead.
No, and that's really.
Question: was that your mom speaking at the end?
Yes.
Who was that?
Yes. If you for the outro,
my mom.
I'm in the house going now. What? I'm like, yes. So how can people contact you? How can they listen to songs? What do they need to do to contact you?
You can find me on Instagram at iso.ots.
Okay, say that again.
iso.ots.
Okay.
Real simple. And in my bio, it'll have links to everything. You can find my music, YouTube, everything like that. If you want to support the album before this one, the last album I actually released, we did a direct to consumer. So we allow people to, if they want to pay something, you can pay. It is free to listen to on streaming, but I have, physical vinyls. We have hats.
You got the artist. Now, you can be out at Juneteenth and selling that too now. You can sell the merchandise. Yes, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
But we don't just talk about it, we be about it. That's it right here. Because I teach my students and always said, and even my kids, your word, as my dad told us, your word is your bond.
Yes.
It's like, hey, that's all you got, because that's all you're gonna take to the grave.
Yes.
You ain't taking no house, you ain't taking no money, you ain't taking this, you ain't taking that. Everything that you have, that's how we're talking about being authentic, being yourself. So that's all you're taking. You ain't taking nothing else up out of here. Nothing.
That's what they're gonna remember you by too. Like once you're gone, that's how people gonna speak about you.
That's how they gonna speak about you. And it's like, what do you? Look, I could do another whole show with you, but before, I want to make sure that people get your information again. This is not the first, not the last. I'll have you guys back in here in the studio again. Y'all probably be y'all gonna be in here often. As much as you want. You say, Miss B, let's go.
Yeah.
I can do that because this is my show. I can do that. That's it's me. And then Mr. Pearson is my partner. So it's our show. We can do Ask Me Please.
Yeah.
Yes. So, oh my God. So with that being said, I'm gonna have you guys give some closing remarks on when you hear that theme. We are the artists in the paint, creating our own lane. What comes to your mind? What comes to your spirit? Even if it's a few words or whatever the case may be. You know, what can you say to an artist that's out there that's in the paint and like we were just talking about, in their head? And it's like, no, get out your head, complete something, and then you'll be like, oh my God, I should have been did this.
Right.
I love that. I was just talking with some friends kind of about something that I think relates to that.
Yeah.
What I get from that is, as an artist, as a human, but as a creative, also allow yourself to be yourself.
Yeah.
And then
look, he wasn't even in here. So that's divine time, divine order. Go ahead.
And you don't know who it could relate to or who it'll affect. Like, you know, if you try and do something that's not you and it doesn't stick, then you are faking it and it didn't work. But if you are you, and even if it doesn't stick, you're still, like you said, your word is bond. Everything that you said aligns with who you are, and then it will eventually, you know, attract somebody or it'll touch somebody. So I think, especially as artists, keep doing that. Like, keep making your life mean something, and then it'll reflect in your music, and then it'll just be what it's meant to be.
Wow. And that's purpose. That's, then again, actually walking in your purpose, because God didn't give you that gift for no reason. And I tell people all the time, good, bad, ugly, or challenging, your story counts, and don't let nobody ever take that away from you. But everybody has something to give. And when you're doing it authentically, the spirit oozes out, you know, to the other person, and they actually get what they need. It's the medicine. And I tell people, we are each other's medicine. So keeping that in mind, that no matter what I do, if I'm coming right, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no crazy stuff there. But coming up in a good way and giving it out and giving yourself away in a good way, it's feeding somebody else's spirit. They need that. You were that medicine for that day, week, month, whatever the case may be. So that's what I know when I'm moving, or when we're moving, it's about, how do I give my medicine away? You know, and even though I'll tell people all the time, the stuff that I've been through, people already know. I can tell it better than anybody else. So the bad stuff I done did, you know, people know about it. And I don't mind sharing, because God has always told me is that you went through it for somebody else. And they can look at you and see that it can be done. I've been clean and sober. I'm 30. My son is 30. My daughter is 33. My son is 35. So 37 years. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody tell me what God can't do. And if you lean in and trust and believe, no matter when you confused or whatever, you're gonna walk in your purpose. And here I am today. 37 years later, come on, man. I'm about to turn 61. This is walking in purpose. And it ain't about me. Everything that I have, everything that I've done, I owe it all to him. He said that I'm gonna let you do this. And that's how I tell people all the time. It's an honor and a privilege to serve him. So, and to serve my ancestors, I'm them.
Yes.
And it's like, come on, you are them. Yes. They reach back in an accident. When you in a state of confusion, reach back to your ancestors and ask them, look, how did you make it through? Send me your energy, send me some thoughts, send me what I need right now. And that's why I tell the students all the time, find somebody in our ancestors that you are, that you kind of like do the same thing, you know, so Harriet Tubman is mine. It's a journal of truth. And I know I'm underground. I'm not. But she feeds me. You know, she tells me and she speaks to me, you know, what to do. And but that's the other part about artistry that people like trip out. What you mean somebody speak to? Yes, like you speak to yourself mentally, you hear yourself, you can tap in. Tap into your greatness. And that's the third eye. That's when you come in and people don't even understand. It's like you on a whole different planet. They're like, oh, how you it's tapped in.
It's beyond me.
It's unexplainable.
It's tapped in. When you tap in, man, can't nobody stop you because then you tapped into purpose. And that's the difference. And when you believe it, I'm gonna stop you. I thank you for sharing that. I'm not went on. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, I mean, to reiterate, I definitely feel that way as it pertains to like your gift is a present to somebody else. You know, like you never know who it's for, you never know who's touching. Like I have my own little testimony how you said that you had aviations. Like mine was years ago, but like but Kendrick Lamar, listening to a song like in the midst of, you know, things going down, like that song was able to minister to me, you know. So and like I was able to talk, like let one of the artists, like the featured artists, like know, but I'm pretty sure he has no clue. You know, he doesn't know who, like what that song. He just released it. Like that was something in that chapter that he did, but he didn't know how impactful it was, and he didn't know who it touched. You know, so like, but that was just him moving authentically, being himself. You know, so at the end of the day, I feel like as an artist, like, whether you're scared, like I said, do it scared, do it however you feel, but there's not going to be a perfect time. And that what's within you is for other people, essentially. It's not just yours. That's you know, it's not just yours.
And keep. No.
Yeah. And it was placed on you for a reason. Come on. It was placed on you for a reason, because if everybody could do it, everybody would. But everybody doesn't have that natural skill set to do X, Y, and Z. I can't be Miss B. Miss B is, you know, like, you know, being you, being able to, to express that, and people will be able to draw to that. Like,
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Okay, so you know what we gonna have? So look of what in July, because we have 4th Saturday. We may be able to do, but we'll see. No, I'm not here. I'm at a wedding. But however, thank you all for tapping into Believe Radio on the Eyes of the Conscious Soul. The Cafe Le Blue Lounge Artist Talk, and I have 2 Bay Area artists in here on today. I am blessed. I've been blessed to be able to give myself away, to be able to get fed back. As I said before, we are each other's medicine, and this is it. So closing remarks, and then we're going to hit this train.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being a space for people who love what they're doing to come and just talk and, you know, share what you have to share with them and whatever's on their minds and hearts. So I appreciate it.
Oh, you won't make me proud. Go ahead.
As well. Thank you so much, Ms. B. Like I said, I felt because I just randomly came back from graduation. That just came in. I just happened to come in there. I think I missed something, but I felt you because it was in the building. I was like, who is that lady? And she was like, the way you were just so encouraging from up there, like, yes, y'all better sing. Y'all better, you know, and I was just like, look at that. I saw you, I was like, no, I had to tell you, like, your spirit, I loved it so much, even from then. And I obviously didn't know it would, you know, lead to this, but I'm glad I listened to that. And I'm just so appreciative of you sharing yourself, your time, your platform with me. I totally appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to more. And Juneteenth.
We got time for you to be on stage, so we'll talk.
Yes.
However, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, I live for you guys. You guys gave me what I needed to continue to do this work for Juneteenth.
Yes.
So, you know, I've been in the paint getting this done, and it starts with me and it ends with me.
Yes.
So it's like, good.
Yeah.
But it's been 18 years, praise the Lord. It's been 18 years going. Again, we want to invite you all out to the 18th annual Oakland Juneteenth celebration and street festival on Saturday, June the 21st. Come to Brockhurst Street, 32nd and Market, between 32nd and Market and San Pablo in Oakland, California. If you need to tap in, go on our website, and it is bhbrilliantminds.org. bhbrilliantminds.org. And no, it's not my initials. It means Begin Healing Brilliant Minds is what that BH stands for. But I'm grateful and thankful again. And this is not our first, not our last.
Yes.
You guys have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Go out into community. We're going down to the Mosswood. The Carnival is today at Mosswood Park. So I'm going to go out there and, you know, pass out some flyers. But I want to thank Curtis. I appreciate you, brother. I thank Adam. I thank George. And I thank my family. And I thank community for being able to hold us down, you know. And then let me be me. And I'll say this on the end of that. And we talked about that. Samantha. What she's like my daughter. She's the assistant to me with the nonprofit. She said, Miss B, you give people to be their authentic self. And I'm so grateful. That's a blessing that somebody said that. And you guys are saying that. And I don't take it lightly. So this keeps me going, that I can't stop the fight. I can't come out the fight. I got to stay in the fight. I got to keep it going. I got to keep it going for you guys. I don't live for myself anymore. I live for y'all. And like I said before, my platform is y'all platform. This is my responsibility. Love y'all and good night.
Overcome. Hey, tell them what happened in the other room over there. Tell Ms.Barbara what just happened.
Wait, let me end this.
Okay. Let me end this. You ready?
Yeah.
Today just been crazy.
When you tell them, they're gonna be like, what? That's crazy. Tell them a little bit, you know.
That's right.